Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. If you like that style of content, please consider subscribing and joining the family. And to those who are already part of the family, thank you so much for coming back. I have a couple of Paris corners with me here that I want to talk about. The first one being Fatal Embrace. I want to show you the presentation, guys. Look. This is the presentation, almost in the same vein or in the same concept as Proud. Maybe we had a slide out box like this. Nice one. Okay, this is not based on first impressions. I have played around with this fragrance. I had just put it right there, back there, so that you see the presentation. There is a lot of wording to this, which, no, it's not a lot. It says, let all that you do be done in love. Fatal Embrace. I don't know why I thought there was like a poem or something. And then this is a close-up of the fragrance, wasting a couple of sprays for you as usual, and we're going to get into it. Okay, so this is a 2025/2026 fragrance release. I sprayed this one at Beauty World, and I remember telling you guys that there was like a Mancera-ish, Montal-ish DNA that this fragrance carried. Okay, and now that I have it in full size, there's also what I would say is and don't check out just yet, giving you a mental shortcut here to help you out, for you to have a visual idea of what this fragrance is doing. Kind of feels like why is that fragrance gone? Oh my god, it is an unmistakable thing that I got in Latafa Ajwad in this fragrance. When it comes to the Mancera, I'm gonna throw a fragrance like let me put it this way. If you had Montal's Roses Musk, okay, for that piercing accord, or that metallic accord, then you had Roses Greedy to add a rosy nuance in this, and then you had Ajwad, and then you threw in some spices there, and then you put in a tonka accord. That's kind of how this fragrance vibes like. I do not exactly hate it like how I ended up hating Ajwad, but there is a mix, okay, in this, which is, I don't know whether it's a yellow floral, that ylang thingy mixing with the citruses, and then getting into other white florals that has this thing that's kind of in the same vein as what you will get in Ajwad, but without this one being so pushy. Okay, now, having said all that, what is this fragrance doing to my senses? Do I like it or not? I do not have a problem with this fragrance. It does unfortunately not take like top 10 position in my collection, simply because of how it's reminding me of a lot of DNAs at the same time. But if you love, guys, that Roses Musk, if you love even in Intense Cafe, Roses Greedy, Ajwad, if you like how the florals in that fragrance fuses with spices and etc., the tonka, even a tang of a metallic feel, then you're going to love this fragrance. This is Fatal Embrace. Gives me unisex vibes. I think this you can go all year round. Probably will hold its own even in winter. So yeah, that's number one there. Next fragrance is one that I felt I was late to the party because I just couldn't get my hands on this fast enough. Now, Cherry Gossip, okay, is going to have the promise of the cherry. This is the bottle. It's not new. You've probably seen influencers with this. This I'm gonna go on my clothes with, because this is what I'm wearing, you know, as a scent of the day. So this is going to have that cherry. It's going to pop, you know, in the cherry almost offset. The cherry presents here as fruity. There's a jamminess to this, and then the cherry is said to be working in tandem with the coffee. Yes, there is what I would say how coffee sometimes interprets like in a fragrance in this, but I wouldn't say this is a coffee scent to me. This is more of a jammy, syrupy, sweet, fruity scent, highlighting the cherry, especially at the top, but in as it transitions starts to present other fruits as well. So yes, cherry, but we have layers going on there. It dries down to an almondy thing. I'm saying that because that's what I'm wearing. It has like an almondy tone about it, natural almond, wafts off in the dry down. So this is certainly a cherry happy scent. This is fruity. Of course you wear what you want to wear, but I would say this is a no-brainer to blind buy if you were looking for a cherry scented scent as a woman. Although this I can see anyone being able to pull off. It does have a vanilla and a spiciness to it, and this DNA profile is sort of in the same vein as black opium over red, and if you remember, I did come here with Lattafa's Maya, the red one. I did say that felt like that. Now this one I wouldn't say don't buy if you have Maya. It's doing more. This feels more like Lattafa's Taraf, which is a fragrance that they gave us in the Lattafa Pride collection. This is not Lattafa, this is Paris Corner. I'm just throwing it out there because remember I said this feels like black opium over red, and when it comes to inspirations of that particular fragrance, black opium over red, we've had the Maya cherry, and then we've had the Taraf, and now we have this. So if you have the Maya cherry and you were looking at this, it wouldn't be redundant to purchase this. But if you have the Lattafa Taraf, that's how this one vibes. So it's kind of in that fragrance family, but beautifully done. I love it. I don't have a problem with it. It's one of those easy DNAs. This is one that's also going to be appealing to all age groups. I can see my daughter wearing this without a problem. Fruity scent with a bit of some florals there. The cherry, of course, in the lid, and then some mixed fruits, giving it almost like a gourmandish accord, jammy accord, but certainly staying bright and happy. It's cherry gossip, guys, from the House of Paris Corner. I like what this cherry gossip does in terms of lasting power. I am wearing it today, sprayed it here. I'm gonna have wafts of that all day. Okay, now I love a fragrance. When I come to you with a decant, okay, I don't think I did come with these decants, but I'm just going to show you because got the decants and I just said, no, getting the bottle. All right, so the next two Paris Corners, guys, are going to be the MLE Obscura and the MLE Vanille. Now, let me show you the Obscura and the bottle for those who may want to see, but this is not based off of first impressions. As you can see, this decant is almost halfway there. So the presentation of MLE Obscura is, this box, and this is the bottle. I like this bottle. Like it way, way more than that cherry gossip, okay? Although the cherry gossip, the scent itself was nice, but this bottle is nice. Okay, so this is MLE Obscura. So we're going to test it off this. I just wanted you to see that I have the bottle now. So let's waste a couple of sprays, but guys, I love this fragrance. I mean, just having the bottle says a lot. I love this fragrance. This is spices in honey, caramel in honey. This is a gorgeous scent. It has a seriousness about it, as in a fragrance that some people can say is mature. Okay, and when I was digging up what other people are comparing it to, they did compare it to Amouage Journey. I do have a vial of Amouage Journey, courtesy of Skins Cosmetics. They threw in that one at some point when I purchased my fragrances. So I tested them and I think, yeah, that is what this one kind of feels like, but this is a lighter take, even maybe more wearable take, if you will, but it's not a weak scent. All right, everything ties together to give it character, to give it depth, and to give it that sort of oomph. This is what I anticipate to smelling when I get a fragrance that's not going to throw itself at me as something that I have smelled a gazillion times. Guys, MLE Obscura might not be for everybody because, as I said, it does have that mature thing about it. It even has like a sour thing about it. A sourness possibly maybe bouncing off some other note, even feeling fermented, like a winey fermented feel. That's what I can say about this, but it's a nice scent. It gets into the rosiness almost immediately amidst those spices, the honey, honey. It's going to present a rose. I don't know whether this rose is working with peony, but I think it's a rose and more florals, but it's mostly a lemony rose that then comes to the surface, giving a presentation of something that feels sour, but also jammy at the same time. Spicy, beautifully done scent, guys. I cannot yap enough about this. I love it. However, if you're not for fragrances that are not really trying to please, you might not like this. When I say not trying to please, we have been given some honey, florals, vanilla scents that have that crowd pleasing appeal. This, because of that sour accord that gets into the mix, and then that rose mixing with the honey, may come across to some as mature, more so that it dries down like to a dusty woody feel, keeping the spices and also continuing in a musky direction. But I love this, guys. MLE Obscura was a winner for me. I'm hoping it's going to mature to become a more denser scent, okay, but also not crossing over to how rich Amouage journey is, if you know what I mean, because Amouage is sometimes, guys, can do the most. Now, next up and last is going to be MLE Vanille. Okay, I've got the vial. We did play around with it a lot. Okay, MLE Vanille. And guys, yeah, I hope this is not bad news. This is another take to vanilla powder, right? But anyway, let me open the bottle for you so that you guys get to see. I have vanilla powder in travel sizes, and find vanilla powder pretty hard to enjoy at some points because it's really heavy, on that vanilla. They added like a heady vanilla in vanilla powder, and the headiness of it is amped up by a coconut accord. Not a horrible fragrance. It's a nice fragrance, that vanilla powder. Granted, one of the most long-lasting fragrances, and I noticed that they have given us another vanilla powder. I think that one could be an extrait. I can't imagine what that one is doing, because the regular vanilla powder by Materi Premier is strong. Okay, now I do get strength in MLE Vanilla as well from the House of Paris corner, right? But why I say this I prefer a little bit better is there is a dose of spiciness that they have added in this to kind of moderate the creaminess. So this is, yes, going to have a creamy appeal of like a coconut feel in vanilla, but it looks like there's a generous dose in spices in this to my nose that makes it easier to carry than vanilla powder, and perhaps some of the I think the Khalaj one that I came with here. The Khalaj one felt to my nose almost at par, like 1-on-1 with vanilla powder, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, a lot of people love beast mode fragrances, so there is nothing wrong with that. But with this one, why I have it in full size is it starts off very happy, just like what vanilla powder does, but then tones down such that I can wear it at ease, but not losing its strength. So this is a long-lasting scent as well. This is probably one of the ones I would say are very long-lasting from the House of Paris corner, because when it comes to Paris corner, sometimes it's a hit or miss in terms of longevity. So this MLE Vanille to me is long-lasting, dries down, keeping that vanilla, having a resinous feel about it, and also keeping the sweetness of that sugar note and that creaminess, even milkiness of a coconut accord. So if you're looking for another take to vanilla powder by Materi Premier, then you can look into purchasing this. This to me vibes as unisex, but I'm going to put it at 70% feminine because of how the vanilla feels and how sweet it is. And it is the last one, guys, on the lineup. My favorite still remains MLE Obscura. So this takes the trophy, but of course I am happy even with a cherry gossip and MLE Vanilla. Perhaps the one that will take the last spot for me is going to be Fatal Embrace, simply because it reminds me of a lot of other fragrances that I've smelled on the market. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.